And so they don't get to cut the queue. They get the regular security. They never get to be global entry. You would never say, would you? Well, it's just the ability to cut the queue. It's not a big deal, right? You would say that.
From Cream's Discord? Yeah, I mean, like, I wouldn't be fucking surprised if that was a psyop. Like, it was a fucking... It was a fucking white blonde lady profile picture, but an Indian accent as, like, a fucking call-in person. Like, of course, like, there's almost, like, a 90% chance that's, like, a fucking troll, right? Like, fuck.
That's intolerable, even if it's just for the provision of a privilege. Wouldn't you? If they said black people can't get global entry. So it doesn't matter that it's like a little bit of a benefit. It's would a person of normal vigor, of normal, a reasonable person, would they be dissuaded to say those kinds of things? Is this viewpoint discrimination? The same thing, right? Like if you were to say, all right, all Jews are not allowed, or all Muslims are not allowed to get global entry, you would say that's fucked up. That's wrong. That's a discrimination based on religion. And we view free expression and free exercise of religion, that's part of the same amendment, the First Amendment. And so it doesn't matter that the benefit here is the ability to cut a queue, or is seen as more of a privilege than a substantive right. If the government is basing its decisions on impermissible grounds, it's a problem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
And you're not get you. I personally think
disagree,
that people make and do fucking retarded shit, and then they shouldn't be allowed to cut queues. Yeah.
All right. Well, but like, can you at least understand why it's frustrating with me when like people take that position, the position I have, as, you're cozying up. You're cozying up to lefties. And by the way, that is the narrative that people like Dan Saltman are actively portraying, actively pushing. And it's by the way, put together with packs of lies. He's lied about my opinions. For example, he's lied that I want complete open borders. Never said that. That's a fact, like deliberate, intentional, malicious lie that he's spun. And it's more shit like that because
I mean, like, fuck Dan. Okay, all right. Like, I like Dan. I think I liked Dan in the past, but I think the whole Twitch fucking thing, like, he was like crashing out. Like, fuck me, dude. I mean, I suck Destiny's dick, but I can't suck Dan's dick, okay?
Truth is, I'm undermining...
I know there's a lot of people in my audience who would love Stan's, but... Dan
Saltman theories. I'm undermining Dan Saltman narratives. That is, it's not a big deal.
If I could, as much as I love Dan, for entertainment's sake, shout out Dan, but, like, if I could recommend one thing, it's just to not take every criticism. Therefore, after that might look similar to Dan's, and just assume that it's like as extreme as Dan. Dan is obviously like unhinged, right?
Yeah, he's unhinged, and he's
most people know he's unhinged, but most people, like, I don't know.
He's a bitch. I called him out to actually have a conversation about these different issues. While he continues to talk shit every single week on his podcast about me and lie about me and paint false narratives and to rile up an army against me when I'm doing no more, no less than defending what I consider to be the American way in this country. And he's taken issue with it because incidentally, it happens to undermine his narratives, but he's not willing to defend it on business because he's a little bitch.
Sure.
I mean, it undermines some of his narratives. To be honest, Hassan is a dishonest piece of shit, lying like little cunt.
Do you think I disagree?
Come on,
wait, you think I disagree with that? That's a notion.
No, I think you do. I don't
disagree with that.
I think you do. I think you agree with it. Yeah, I know you agree with it. But, like, and this is also why when it does, it's just like perceptually. This is why I say it is cringe, but it is perceptually like I'm come into your thing and there's more conversation and it's Hassan versus Charlie Kirk, who was worse. What a stupid fucking thing to even be discussing, one. But two, if you're gonna discuss it, like, at least be honest.
We're discussing it because
Hassan is so bad, but even to like try and die on this hill where you slightly vouch for him, you know it's gonna backfire. You know people think he's stupid. Like, oh god.
No, it's being done to prove so first of all, it's because I'm defending Josiah. Josiah took that position that the Vanguard is a more proximate ally than Rob Noor, and some people are like taking issue with that, and they're attacking Josiah.
What did Dan say that was false about Pisco? Dan said that Pisco was for open borders. I don't remember if it was open borders for the United States or open borders between Hamas and fucking Israel. I don't fucking remember, whatever.
Over it, and I just wanted to get like, but you can tell based on some callers, unironically, he said that the Vanguard is a more proximate ally than Rob Noor. You know Rob Noor?
Okay. Yeah, I know both of them. I don't. To be fair.
Wait, but Hutch said that as in a very exaggerated way to indicate a point, right? Like, he wasn't literally saying that. No, Like, he wasn't literally saying, "Oh yeah, this is what I believe." He's just saying that in order to show his exasperation. Also, like, that's kind of crazy as well, because the thing is that the entire time it felt like, I don't know, Pisco is just so incredibly condescending towards Hutch. It's crazy, okay? Like, I'm just gonna be totally real. Pisco is immensely smug and condescending, all right? And like, in response to being smug and condescending, he says, "Oh, well, I don't know, Rob Noor is more of an ally than the Vanguard, right?" And then Pisco takes that seriously? What? Weren't you the one being smug and condescending the entire fucking time? Oh my god, give me a break.
Yeah, I've only seen the Vanguard say some really dumb shit, and Rob Noor I've seen.
Yes, Pisco is more smug than Destiny. I'm not afraid to say that. He's 100. Have you ever seen a Destiny versus Pisco debate before? Pisco is so insufferably smug, dude. Oh my god.
Like, heaps and
so
heaps,
bad
but
faith.
he's obviously not on a team we want him on.
Yeah. So I'm basically just showing, because there are some callers that are unironically supporting Trump over Hassan. Like the last couple callers were like, yeah, I'd vote for Trump over Hassan. And then
if I remember correctly, Hutch said Rob Noor is a more approximate ally than full-throated MAGA. He was essentially saying that Rob is more moderate than the far right. But Rob Noor's like lost. This guy would vote for Trump again. But the Vanguard at least voted for Kamala Harris. I don't know. It's just, I don't agree with Hutch on everything, but it's just ridiculous sometimes. I mean, Pisco and Josiah got them to admit they voted for Kamala. Sure, yeah. Rob isn't moderate at all. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with any of that.
Like, what are we doing here?
I think when I was listening to this pros and cons though, right? Because I have to say, Charlie Kirk is brilliant, and he's very transparent. He's very honest. Like, I would say he's dishonest, like, for a number of reasons. But I think that he is, when he talks about his.
By the way, okay, it's fine to fucking, like, dude. Okay, listen, okay. Compared to the average MAGA person, Rob Noor is a little bit better, but I mean a little bit, okay? As in, like, he's probably okay with trans people calling in. He's probably okay with gay marriage. He's probably okay with all these things. But he has cover for Trump in, like, the most heinous, shameless ways. He has to go to the craziest conspiracies and, like, the craziest, most obscure shit so that no one will understand what the fuck he's talking about to cover for Trump. Like, for example, all right, like, he forced me to research the Steele dossier, okay? Ain't no one want to research that stupid shit ever again. And in addition, the fucking Hillary Clinton emails, if you look into them, you'll find that he was, like, lying and misrepresenting stuff. And in addition, the fucking, oh my god, the fucking the fucking Trump first felony conviction, dude. That was fucking unhinged. Oh god, he just keeps so bad faith, dude.
Political strategy.
Anyway,
it's very clear that is exactly what he's doing. He is being very transparent with it. He tells you exactly where he's heading. He tells you exactly what his values are. He is just completely masked off. That is Charlie Kirk, like, and it's succeeded. But with Hassan, unfortunately, it's insidious. He is very dishonest. He is hiding his power level. He is masked on at all times. He is a fucking slimy weasel. So I'm really sorry, but if you're gonna pick honesty over dishonesty,
you would pick Kirk. You would pick honesty. You would pick
even
Kirk.
If it's fucking worse. Like, a lot of people, because they don't understand how Hassan operates, they're gonna.
I'm just gonna say this. First of all, this discourse is stupid. Second of all right, I would pick Charlie Kirk over Hassan, actually. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say it might.
Pick Hassan, but if you understand how Hassan operates and you've seen, like, the way he weasels.
I think it's very telling, and I think that it shows that maybe it explains things, Mantis. Maybe it's explaining things. The fact that
I'm not, by the way, I just want to point out, I'm not picking either one because I'm not participating in something so fucking retarded. But
okay,
I just want you guys to know.
No, but I understand what you're saying. I know you're saying that you'd prefer an honest fascist, or some people might prefer an honest fascist over a crypto communist tanky guy.
Tanky?
No, stop. They're both fascists, okay? Hassan is just a more extreme fascist. I hate, oh god, how did we ever make up the, like, communists are not fascist narrative? Dude, Communists are fascists. They are fascist. They are fascist. Tinkies are fascist. Tinkies are fascist. I have seen enough Tinky dialogue and enough Tinky fucking discourse to know that, yes, they are fascist. Okay? Alright, yes, they are. Okay? They hate certain ethnicities. They want to purge certain ethnicities. They want state control. They are pro-imperialist. They need an internal enemy. A lot of them are, in fact, anti-Semitic, like, unironically, not just talking about the pro-Palestine fucking Israel sense, okay? Like, fuck, dude, they are fascist. They are literally fascist. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people might choose that.
I understand that some people might choose it, and
Tankies and Nazis are fascists like Nazis are. Yeah, but like the people who support communism just like it's like one perfect circle. I haven't met a single communist. Maybe I'm just like fucking clueless. Maybe I'm crazy, okay? Maybe I'm biased, okay? But I haven't met a single communist that doesn't eventually show like fucking fascist tendencies, dude. Like it's just, I'm sorry. Like that's just maybe
it puts it into greater context.
Okay?
When I take a position against the administration that incidentally favors Hassan,
here, okay?
well, because a great deal of people prefer Trump to Hassan, maybe they view it as a betrayal. Because they view like we should all be more against Hassan than we are against Trump. I don't see the world that way. I think that I should be more against Trump than Hassan. That's just my view. Maybe we can disagree about that.
I personally think you should be more against Trump than Hassan.
But Hassan doesn't even want to be on your fucking side, Pisco. Pisco, you're okay. You're engaging in a world where you're asking the hypothetical that Hassan is even willing to work with you in the first place. Dude, Hassan, all he does is blast people like you, Pisco. That's all he does. All he does is complain about the fucking Democrats. People like you, Pisco. It doesn't matter how sympathetic to Hassan you are. He would never see you as someone who is fully on his side. All right, as long as you're like pro-electoralist, anti-Trump, fucking wanting to vote for Kamala Harris, dude. Oh my god, give me a break, dude. You're sucking the dick of someone who doesn't want to suck your dick back. Okay, listen, in sex, we have to have reciprocity, okay? We have to have fair treatment, okay? It's like sucking on one ball sack and you're not sucking on the other ball sack, okay? Both ball sacks deserve sucking, okay? He's not sucking your ball sack. Anyway.
Yes, I think that you should obviously, like, for obvious reasons, but I'm just trying to explain how people, like, the way that you minimize, I think, to a degree, you minimize the extent that like you say you don't like Hassan, you say you don't, but then you continue to minimize like his impact and the way he is actually dishonest and the like disgusting like ideology he does actually have.
How do I minimize that?
To most people, it's counterintuitive because you're watching someone say that they think they're dumb, but then they're defending them in a hypothetical, and then like dummies are just gonna like see a lot of this stuff as like
the one thing I said is that I don't think that the left's criticism of AOC on her vote is likely to affect much at all. Now, if the claim is not as narrow as that, or is more narrow, sorry, that it is the general tendency of lefties to purity test is going to affect AOC overall, then maybe they're right about that, but that's not the claim. What I was saying is basically this particular thing doesn't matter in the moment, and people are going to get over it. And not that I don't think that Hassan might have a broader cultural impact. He might. He absolutely might. But I'm also not convinced that as a factual matter, the left abandonment of Kamala Harris cost her the election. That's just a factual point that I'm not convinced that lefty media or in the 2024 election or left abandonment of Kamala Harris led to her defeat. That's just a factual issue. Now, someone
I think it's part of it. I don't know how significant it is, but I do think that I do think the purity testing and the it's pretty bad, bro. It's pretty
well, this is
bad.
Another kind of purity testing, right? The people who are saying like,
wow, when you purity test the people who are doing the purity testing, it is a worse form of purity testing. You're so fucking smart, Pisco. Wow, Pisco. Oh, when you are fascist against the fascists, it turns out that you are the real fascist. Oh, when you're racist against racist, you're actually the real racist. Oh, this is... Oh, Pisco. Oh, I'm so smart. Oh! Okay,
because there are some people who... I'm not saying that you're saying this, but there are some people who are saying, unironically, the prescription here is to...
Listen, I've actually had good sleep last night, okay? Good sleep last night, or last day, I guess, since I sleep during the day. And coffee, okay?
burn the bridge with people like the Vanguard. That is what some people are saying. And that's purity testing of its own kind, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's the purity testing that hasn't been done enough for the last fucking 10 years. Yes.
Okay.
It's the kind that we've read.
Brother, sister, nigga, okay? All right. Why would you work with people who are actively working against you? Oh, it makes no sense. Just kill me. Oh, yeah. I'm crashing out. Okay.
Realize that we probably should have done, like, and I'm saying we, like, as in like a collective Dems.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, yeah, we are, like, the purity testing that group keeps on fucking doing and ruining everyone's, like, electoral whatever, or ruining the perspective of the Democrats. That's the one that we don't want anymore, and we want to now employ some purity testing. And I think that, like, acting like...
Fuck. Mantis has to be careful here. I don't think she's making the best argument. I think it's... Listen, yes, purity testing should be okay? But, however, the thing is that there's such a fucking large, like, negative connotation of purity testing. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, do you want to work with people who are working against you as well? Then yeah, I guess purity testing is okay. But like obviously we're talking about like a specific subset of people that we want to get out because they are not conducive to any kind of movement or whatsoever, because they're working in some ways. Also, they're accelerationists who actually want Trump to win and actually want him to destroy the nation. All right, so that's exactly what's going on.
All purity testing is alike. It's just fucking stupid. And I think you're being intellectually dishonest if you say that.
Mentis, I totally agree with that. So like, I'm in favor of some purity testing for elected officials. That's why I was arguing, for example, it's good to have some amount of coherence and a little bit more bullying from the president when it comes to having a unified party platform.
I'll be quieter later,
I don't want to go all the way like Trump is, where we need to have complete devotion, but I do want more coherence. So I agree that there are different kinds of purity testing. So the example is, I think it's good that the Democrats pushed Kirsten.
Do you don't think Hassan's audience has more reachable viewers than Fuentes? Why would I care about Fuentes? What the fuck? His audience is probably unreachable as well. Like, fuck, they're both unreachable. But like, we're not talking about Hassan versus Fuentes. We're talking about Hassan versus like any audience that are like just liberal, just simply liberal audiences, right? Because if you work with Hassan, do you know what his fan base will demand? His fan base will demand you to fucking shove away the liberals, right? The fucking genocide Joe motherfucker.
Be replaced by Ruben Gallego.
So you do agree that some purity testing is good, right?
Correct. Yes, I do. I agree that some purity testing is good. Here's the problem, right? What's the prescription for us, right? We are smaller. We're much smaller than some of these lefty creators. Crystal's platforming me when she invites me to Breaking Points. Vanguard is platforming me if they invite me to Vanguard. I think that my best use is to try to convince these people to be more in favor of norms, institutional structure, liberalism. And I think that that's the coalition we want.
Why, dude? Why is her boob so big? Sorry.
I don't build coalitions with Mike from PA. I don't build coalitions with Hassan. I don't build coalitions with people who are like anti-electoral. That's not what I'm doing. We're doing it with people who have expressed.
You got to pick and choose, I suppose. So
who have expressed a preference.
Still picking and choosing.
Yeah. So I think that we are being discerning, and we're going by a metric that is an actual, right? Like someone who acknowledges how much better.
Okay, all right. I don't know if you've ever had pussy in your life, okay, but did you know that the vagina actually bulges just a little bit? Not too much, but it bulges just a little bit. Do you know that? Especially when the girl is turned on.
The Democrats are than Republicans overall, not necessarily on particular points.
Oh no, you just
the Vanguard will argue that, you know,
bro, you self-reported. It's over, dude. It's over. You just self-reported. It's so over.
Joe Biden wasn't that much better on this or that or whatever, right? But globally,
it's really cringe.
Yeah, I think it's cringe. Globally, the people that we are building bridges with recognize the humongous disparity between the Democrats and the Republicans. That's why I'm not bridge building with Cenk Uygur, right? Cenk Uygur, who is arguably more centrist than someone like the Vanguard. Cenk Uygur, who's arguably like certainly not.
Wait, but you would. But you don't defend Cenk as much. Whatever, man. I mean, it's the same thing.
As woke as some of these people, but notwithstanding that, he doesn't recognize that inherent distinction between Democrats and Republicans. He thinks they're part of the same coin, and that's why we're not bridge building with Cenk Uygur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't watched Anna with Tucker. Was Anna being cringe again? Dude, she's just... Dude, I'm sorry, but the entire TYT crowd has been on, like, the biggest fucking cringe arc I have ever seen. It is more cringy than cringe. It is... Some people might even call it epic cringe, okay? Epic cringe.
Good.
Right.
I'm glad about that.
Or Anna
This is why I think
same thing.
you're going
Cringe, yeah.
you're going to get the pushback on like the people that you do decide that you can coalition build with, especially if you're willing to talk to people like the Vanguard, who I think are just fucking stupid. So, but obviously you're going to get a little bit of pushback there. It's just important that when you do have these disagreements on strategy, I do think that is the time where you, and the pragmatism of it, I do think that is the time where you can stand on business and you have to like draw those lines. It doesn't mean that you're throwing them out. It doesn't mean that you're pushing them away.
Bro, by the way, just FYI, TYT is a fucking failed network. That's what it is, okay? Every single person that they've spit out turned out to be a fucking... It's like Destiny's Orbit, okay? Every single person that Destiny or TYT spits out just turns out to be, like, heinous people, okay? Mr. Girl, Lav, well, but TYT is even worse because all the people that TYT has spit out are, like, total fucking, like... They have huge audiences. Mr. Girl doesn't even have nearly the high enough audience of us like fucking us like fuck Jimmy Dore. Then Jimmy Dore. Right? Jimmy fucking Dore. He has over 1 million subscribers. Did you guys know that? Oh my god. Kill me.
It doesn't like treating them all with kids gloves is just going to be so fucking aggravating because it's not actually going to get you to the place that you want to get to. So I think like it is important that if you disagree on pragmatics and strategy, you should do that. Like you should put your foot on it. You should explain why. That's the time where you should be putting your liberal agenda into their sphere, right?
Yeah, that's what I think we were trying to do.
Bro, the only liberal agenda you should be putting into Hassan, okay, is your dick inside of his mom's ass. Sorry.
With the conversation, but it kind of got... I hear you. I think people want assurances that I'm not a tanky. I think they want assurances.
They're gonna want that.
Yeah,
they're gonna want that.
But the thing is, like, I think it's a little soy to be like demanding that all the time. But I am not saying that. I
agree.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I think it is soy to constantly be harping, and you're gonna hear the worst of it.
You can't compare TYT. No, you're right. You can't compare them because everyone that came out of TYT became highly successful grifters. Like the thing is that like okay, sure, Destiny produced like fucking Hassan and Vosh, but that's the largest like fucking people that you can name, right? But the thing is that you know who produced Hassan first? You know who produced Hassan first? TYT. TYT produced Hassan first before Destiny did, okay? So yeah.
You're gonna get the most unhinged shit that like the viewer themselves doesn't understand like how much shit you're constantly getting from
like
all
you're delusional
angles.
if you think that
one person also doing it.
You have Destiny derangement syndrome if you think that TYT hasn't done more harm to the active space than Destiny, okay? Or is just way worse for everything ever. It's just so bad.
In a chat, and they're just being fucking annoying. But like, it is soy. People are just dumb online. They overreact. Like me, I can disagree with you, and I can think that some of the stuff you've said or done or whatever is cringe, or I don't
you do
like
it differently.
but I'm not. But I'm not dumb enough to like just keep harping and screaming and like tweeting and like coming into your chat and being. I mean, I did today because you kept saying lying and it pissed me off. But like,
no, I appreciate that. I appreciate your perspective. I want to let you get to work, and I have to go soon. But thank you for coming on and defending.
Hassan didn't blow up on the internet. What shaped his views, right? It's fucking TYT's crazy leftism that fucking shaped Hassan's views in the first place. Like, fuck, yeah. I mean, like, the thing is that, yes, you can blame Destiny for giving him a career, and Destiny admits it as such, right? But, like, who the fuck gave Hassan, like, his fucking worldview, right? It can't be Destiny, right? His fucking worldview is fucking insane. Anyway.
In your honor, and I appreciate what you had to say.
Okay, and also, suck it, chat, DGGL.
Oh my god! All right, bye. All right, these are.
Okay, that was cringe. Okay, don't say DGGL right before disconnecting a call. Okay, just don't do that, please.